Well, Brian, listen, we come here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and already more than a month ago, you and the two-car, Austin Cindric, got the victory at Gateway. How much does that relieve the pressure as you look ahead to the final regular season races before the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge for the regular season pressure, but obviously it ramps up the pressure for the off-season. We've got to make sure that we're ready for the playoffs. It's nice to not have to worry about the points so much, but we're still at a point where we feel like we have to work on execution and make sure that we're getting everything we can out of these weekends, learning as much as we can. So the pressure really never stops, but it's just a different kind of pressure.
We're coming up on a 2-week break after this weekend for the Olympics. How much will that help or put an advantage for possibly you and the Penske group as you look ahead before the playoffs begin?
Yeah, I think obviously we've come off a really good stretch where we've got some momentum, so it's nice to go into the break where you at least have some answers and you know kind of what your core package is that you're going to race. It's a situation where I don't think anyone's going to turn their brains off. We're all going to keep brainstorming about how to get better, but at least you're trying to work on a package that's got some speed. So I think if nothing else, it's a great thing to let the guys kind of re-energize and spend some time with their families, and then make sure we come back ready to hit it hard for the playoffs.
When we return for Richmond Raceway, I did a little stat note. You're going to be reaching 100 races as a crew chief in the NASCAR Series level. Can you already believe the journey and talk about how it's been the journey getting up to this point already?
Yeah, I mean, 100 races as a crew chief, 20 years in at Team Penske, so it's definitely been a journey. Depends on how far back you want me to go, but as a crew chief, yeah, it's been great. I've learned a lot. Obviously, I've had a chance to work with both Austin and Harrison. Really enjoyed working with both of them. I've learned a lot. It's a tough level of competition. I love it. You have to be on your toes every week, so I think that's the biggest thing is just figuring out what it takes to compete at this level, and it was great to get a win.
Well, Jonathan Hassler, you, Ryan Blaney, and the 12 team coming off the victory at Pocono, with that being your second victory of the season, how much of a momentum does this give you as we look ahead to the regular season and then before the playoffs begin?
Yeah, I think as a team, any organization, we've got a lot of momentum. I think Pocono is a testament to the effort we've kind of put into our intermediate program. But we certainly got to continue to improve and try to be at our peak when it matters most at the end of the season.
As we come upon the 2-week break after this weekend, how much would that be much needed for everyone at the Penske group before we look at to the rain race on the schedule? Also?
Yeah, I think certainly everybody welcomes a break. It's a long enduring season. Certainly everybody's kind of just looking for the opportunity to get away, reset a little bit, and continue the hard push.
Coming here as the reigning Indianapolis winner and being one of 3 drivers to win a cup race on the Indianapolis road course, what would it mean to add a Brickyard 400 victory to your resume?
I mean, it would be awesome. It would mean, I think that winning here is special, but when you're talking about the road courses versus the oval is prestigious, right? The Indy 500, the Brickyard 400, they're prestigious events, and not to say that the road course isn't prestigious, because absolutely, anytime that you win at Indy, it's prestigious. But to do it on the traditional, yard of bricks going the right direction, I think would probably one up the road course victory. And it's one of the races that people asked me this week and last week about how I feel about us coming back to the oval, right? And it's so hard to answer, because if you told me today, what would I rather do? I'd rather race a road course, because I would say our probability of winning is probably higher. But as a fan and as somebody that appreciates the sport, I think we should be racing on the oval because of what it means and the history of it. So that's probably the best way that I can describe it. And I think that, coming here and having an opportunity to do both. How did it go? Reddick won. Who won the first year?
Allmendinger.
Allmendinger. So nobody's won both, right? So there you go. So that opens up a category that if you could do it first, you'd be the first to do it both. Eventually somebody will, right? So you might as well be the first one.
Also, with this weekend including Indianapolis, with 5 regular season races remaining on the schedule, what's the biggest approach that you and the 34 team look ahead as you try to make the cut line to the playoffs?
Yeah, we just have to win. It's the only thing we've been thinking about. We haven't thought about anything else. We've known here for the last 10 weeks that it's going to take a win for us to get in, and we just keep that same approach that we've had. So we just keep digging, try to get it.